The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change (UNFCCC) started on 21 March 1994. Today, almost every country in the world is a member. There are 198 countries that have agreed to follow the rules of the convention, and these countries are called parties to the convention. The main goal of the UNFCCC is to stop humans from causing serious harm to the climate. The UNFCCC acknowledged that there was a problem related to climate change. This was a big step at that time, especially in 1994, when there was less scientific proof about climate change compared to now. The UNFCCC took inspiration from another important environmental treaty called the Montreal Protocol, which was signed in 1987. Just like the Montreal Protocol, the UNFCCC encouraged countries to take action for the safety of people, even if they were not fully sure about the science behind the problem. The main goal of the convention is to stop the rise of greenhouse gases at a level that won't harm the climate due to human activities. It also says that this goal should be reached in a way that gives nature enough time to adjust to climate change. This will help make sure that food production is safe and that economic growth happens in a sustainable way without harming the environment. Industrialized countries or developed countries are responsible for producing most of the greenhouse gases in the past and even today. Because of this, they are expected to make the biggest efforts to reduce these emissions in their own countries. These countries are known as Annex I countries and are part of a group called the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. This group also includes 12 countries from Central and Eastern Europe, which are still developing their economies. By the year 2000, Annex I countries were expected to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions to the levels they were at in 1990. Many of these countries have worked hard to meet this goal, and some have already achieved it. Industrialized countries have agreed under the convention to help developing countries fight climate change by giving extra money in addition to the financial help they already provide. A system of grants and loans has been created through the convention and is managed by the Global Environment Facility. Richer countries also agree to share their technology with poorer countries to help them deal with climate change. Industrialized countries, Annex I. These are the more developed countries. They have to regularly report on what they are doing to fight climate change. They also need to submit a yearly report about how much greenhouse gas they are emitting. The base year for comparison is 1990. Developing countries, non-Annex I parties. These are less developed countries. They also report on what they are doing to deal with climate change, but in a more general way. They don't have to do it as often as the industrialized countries, and they can ask for help to prepare these reports, especially if they are among the poorest countries. The UNFCCC is called a Rio Convention because it was created at the Rio Earth Summit in 1992, held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Along with the UNFCCC, two other important agreements were also made at the summit. The Convention on Biological Diversity, Protecting Plants and Animals, and the Convention to Combat Desertification, Fighting Land Degradation and Desert Spread. These three conventions are connected because they all deal with environmental issues. To help them work better together, a group called the Joint Liaison Group was formed. Its goal is to make sure these conventions cooperate and support each other on shared environmental problems.